against everybody.
So what's that like? Has he been extra hard on you as they're trying to show you what the NBA is like?
I wouldn't say he's been extra hard. He does what he does well. Yeah, he's a very talented player, him and Gordon. So it's been, I think, great for me personally, being able to go up against two vets in this league every day, and they kind of set the bar for me.
What have you learned from them so far?
Just the day in and day out grind. You can't let your highs get too highs or your lows get too lows. They're in here working every single day, and to get to that point where you can play at a consistent level.
How have you improved since Summer League?
Since Summer League, I'd say the main thing I've improved on is just the feel for the game. Understanding the flow of the game at the NBA level compared to the college level, and as well as just realizing that I have to be more aggressive. Yeah. And the coaches, they want me to shoot. They get mad at me when I don't shoot because it'll open things up for my teammates, and that's one thing I'm all about, is making things easier on my team.
What's the difference between this and Carolina so far?
Honestly, there's not much different.
Yeah.
I feel like at Carolina we were a pro team in college, so there hasn't been that much of a change.
Jermaine O'Neal said you're Jared Dudley's little brother the way you look. Is that true? Or?
That's because when he got here, I had the full beard going, the summer look, and I think because we're both light-skinned, they say all light-skinned people look alike. I don't think me and Jared look alike.
So what was the adjustment like in Summer League? Did you feel differently in the last game versus the first game you played in?
Going into Summer League, I was super nervous, just because I hadn't played a game since I got hurt. And the injury wasn't affecting me at all. It was all mental with me. And when I went into the last game, I was like, you know what? I can't play any worse than I had the last 4 games. So just go out there and play. And I ended up on a high note, which was comforting for me, being able to know that I can be successful at this level.
The scouting report on you has said that you have elite NBA level passing skills, but you have a bunch of other places in your game to work on. Now, what this year are you going to be able to show the fans like this or this and this that they're not expecting that you have as a complement to that as part of your game that's going to be good, they're going to be impressed with?
First, I'm not really trying to prove anything to anybody except for my teammates and my coaching staff. And I just want to continue to get better every day, because even I feel like passing on this level is a lot different than it is in college. The angles are different. There's elite athletes who can't make some passes that you made in college, so I'm still learning that. So I won't say there's anything I'm trying to prove to anybody except for my team and coaching staff.
Now, we talked to Telfer earlier, and he said that, paraphrasing him, something like along the lines of, this is going to be war between you and him, going for the playing time in the preseason. What do you think about that?
This is our job, this is our profession. This is what's going to put food on the table. So I wouldn't expect it to be anything less than that. We are teammates, we're going to do what's best for this team, and the coaching staff will make the best judgment on who should be out on the court. But I know we're all going to work our tails off.
At North Carolina, you had to come into the starting point guard spot. It wasn't given to you, so kind of coming into a similar situation where you're not given anything. Do you feel that that's something that plays better into your style and your personality?
Definitely. I feel like I thrive under pressure. I don't want anything to be given to me. I want to have to prove myself just like everyone else has. So I just want to continue to get better. And as far as playing time and numbers go, that's up to the coaching staff.
Was the speed the biggest adjustment for you think, in the summer leagues? We saw a lot of those angles that you had at North Carolina for those long passes end up turning into turnovers. Is that the biggest adjustment so far?
I'd say the skill level across the board, as well as the speed and athleticism. Those are 2 things that you have to adjust to. Every pass that you make in college, like I said, isn't going to be open in this league. But I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
How much are you fighting yourself as a pass-first point guard when it comes to being more aggressive? Because obviously Marley won it in the summer league, and then you're going to be looked at it in the NBA level. Is it like fighting your natural instincts, and it's kind of tough to do, or how's that working for you?
It is. That's the toughest thing. I'm not fighting the coaching staff. I'm not fighting my teammates. They already see I'm not a selfish player. I'm very unselfish. They get mad at me now for not shooting the ball. So it's an adjustment, but if I want to be successful and being able to help this team, it's an adjustment I have to make.
Talk about the competition at point guard, obviously, and how it's kind of influenced you going into the season.
It's all the time. It's not anything that's uncommon to me. I love competition. I love having to work for something, so I'm excited about it. Bassie, Barron, 2 great players. I'm looking forward to competing with and against them.
Cornet's kind of the older guy in the group. still pretty young. Have you worked with him much here, and what have you learned?
Yeah, you know, I've worked with him, and one thing that you can see with him and the way he plays is he just has a pace about himself. You know, he's extremely athletic. He can shoot the ball well. He can finish around the rim, but he picks his spots. And I feel like that's something that comes with being in this league a while and understanding how the game is being played.
In Goran's first year, he had a little bit of a tough time finishing around the basket because of all the great shot blockers. So now he figures out his little dipsy-doos and stuff like that. Do you see that as a need for you to develop, or do you think you're going to be okay on that?
I definitely need to develop in that area. I feel like every point guard, you have to have a floater, different finishes around the rim, because the athletes in this day and age are unbelievable. So they'll go up there and put your shot on the backboard. So I'm looking forward to develop that in my game and getting it better.
The parallels to you and Goran are actually kind of there as far as coming into the NBA and being kind of a passive point guard. Like you said, you were nervous coming in, like AAU, and Goran seemed like he was a little nervous, didn't have his confidence until now that he's a veteran. Do you feel you're going to be able to pick his brain and learn a lot from him from that experience?
Without a doubt, he does bring that to the table, and he started here, and just listening to him talk and stuff about how his confidence is very low and he wasn't really playing in the first half of the season, and you look at a player like that now and you see that those changes can be made for the better. So it's comforting to see somebody go through that before me and know that it is possible.
As a point guard, how much does taking that shot when it's open, when they're playing off you a little bit, how does that alter the angles when they're playing close to you opposed to like the rondo where they're sitting back a little bit?
You have to always be a threat offensively. That's one thing that I'm learning at this level. You got to make the defense respect you, and in return, it'll make things a lot easier on your teammates. So that's one thing I want to be able to do, is make some things easier.
So in the pickup games the last few weeks, what's been your impression of some of the guys? Can you give us a couple of words on the guys you've been playing with?
Other than Marquise, this is my first time playing with all these guys. A guy like Beasley, when he turns it on, he can really get going. He's extremely talented. For his size and the things he can do from the wing, can't be taught. Then you look at a guy like Luis, who's tremendous footwork. His technique, his skill level is extremely.
They never leave the ground. He's got great footwork.
Never leave the ground. He shoots his jump hook still on the ground. He's able to get it done.
He gets it off, yeah.
Yeah, he gets it done. And you look at a guy like Wesley Johnson, who when he's knocking down shots, he's pulling it. You may not agree with the shots he's taking, but they're going to go in when he's hit. So it's different players. You learn that there's not one player at this professional level that's not good. They're here for a reason. So that's one thing that I'm learning quickly.
Do you think you're developing some chemistry and camaraderie off the court with the guys kind of walking by here? Is there anything that they're doing to still kind of let you know that you're a rookie? Does that ever come into play?
I still have my rookie duties. I've had to bring in breakfast a couple times. We had a team cookout yesterday. I had to get guys apple pie, peach cobbler, ice cream, stuff like that. Michael Beasley's making me go to Bath and Body Works to get his shampoo and lotion, but it's nothing too crazy. So.
It feels like train. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
What do you think the 2-point guard lineup might look like if you end up using that with you and Goran?
I feel like it could be good, but that'll all be up to coach. If he did decide to put us out there together, especially with two lefties, it's very unorthodox for teams. And you've seen it be successful with different teams in the league. So if that does happen and coach does put us out there, I feel like we can make it work.
The training camp seemed to have already started for you guys. You guys are at Mercury games. You're in here doing the the involuntary practices. How much of you guys have bonded, and how much do you think that's going to pay off when you guys get to training camp and you get to work?
I think it'll pay off a lot. Coming out of college, I was like, there's no way, the teammates will be like it was in college. As tight we are, we live together, we're together all the time. But I thought with the age difference, it would be different in the NBA, but it's not. We have a great group of guys that they all work hard. We're all genuinely good guys at heart. So we feel like it'll pay off.
How motivated are you by some of these preseason predictions that you guys are going to be at the bottom of the conference?
I'm motivated just to get better. And being that it's my first year, I don't know what to expect. I don't know. On paper, I feel like we have a chance to be a pretty good team. But I guess only time will tell.